Hello everyone, here is Daniel Abdai with a new episode and a new YouTube video as well. And today I'm here with one of our account managers, Santiago Ferrari. And he's in Europe actually, but originally he's from Argentina. And today we will talk about one of our clients. And hey Santi, how are you?
Happy to be here, Daniel. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. And yes, you're right. Originally from Argentina and now visiting the old country and some new friends from here as well.
Amazing. Are you in Barcelona now?
Yes, I'm in Barcelona, Saint Martí, actually. So yeah, still adapting to the changes on the hours, but the working hours.
Yeah.
But doing better.
Awesome. So yeah, today we want to show everyone what we did with this client and especially Santiago because he's been working with them for more than half a year now, and we could generate $1.5 million extra revenue for this home decor brand. And I checked the numbers. Now we have more than half of their revenue from our channels that we manage. And why I really like this client, because we use our whole arsenal with them. So not just email marketing, but much more than that. So what is this client? I mean, what do they do? Can you tell us more about the brand?
Sure. So it's a home decor brand. They sell lighting products, so different type of chandeliers, lights for you to put in the outdoors of your house. Most of the clients also have businesses, so if someone needs, I don't know, 3 or 4 lights for a bar or a restaurant, those are the typical clients that our client look for. So yeah, they started with us, as you said, around 6 months ago, and we started really. I mean, it was really speedy start back in October, November with the Black Friday campaigns and flows. And yeah, mostly selling on the US and originally from Canada. I believe that if I recall correctly, the client was making a third of the revenue they are making right now. So it was a big scale and our team needed to step up really quickly. So that was part of the challenge.
Their revenue was only a third of the current revenue back then.
Yeah, and increased on November when we started working with them.
Yeah. So you mean total revenue, not just email revenue?
Definitely, total revenue. So it was scaling at a really fast pace. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And what was the number, their revenue around October or September?
Around September was around $700,000, and November was $2 million, actually.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
So yeah, I will share my screen in a minute, but yeah, we had to be very fast, and because of Black Friday, and we always mention that when you start working with us and you want to focus on Q4, Black Friday, Christmas, then you shouldn't start it in November, because we have bad examples with that, and you can actually burn yourself and your list and your brand reputation. So you should start preparing for that at least in September or even earlier. But yeah, so it was not an ideal situation, but what did we do back then?
Yeah, definitely. We did the onboarding in October, actually the beginning of October. So the first flows, because we needed right away, we needed to upgrade the flows because they were not happy with the design they had at the moment. So we needed to make those better, make them look more fancy, right? It's a brand that is going to be scaling really fast. So they want nice looking emails and they want to engage with the customers right away to make sure that that milestone that the first purchase happens right away. So it all happens simultaneously. We developed a plan for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday campaigns at the same time that we were upgrading their most revenue generating flows. From the welcome flow, abandoned cart flow, post-purchase flow, and browse abandonment, who are their 4 most revenue generating flows. So yeah, we actually compressed the work of the first 2 months or month and a half in probably 3 weeks. It was really challenging at the moment, but it really paid off at the end. So
yeah,
definitely worth it.
amazing. So we worked on the campaigns and the flows at the same time, which is quite exhausting for sure.
Super challenging. And the client was aware of this, that we were pushing hard. And thankfully, we had a really collaborative client who understands and always tries to provide whatever we request right away. So that helped a lot back then.
Yeah. So let's share a few email campaigns. And actually, our team collected our 5 highest revenue generating emails from the past 6 months. And I think not just one of them is from this client. We won't share the name of the brand, but we will, certain parts are blurred out, as you will see, but I will share my screen and everyone will see it. So 1 second. Can you see it, Santi?
Yes, perfectly.
All right, so this is not that brand. Yeah, so this is one of them. So you were talking about chandeliers, and this is one of the campaigns. How to choose a chandelier. So this is not a typical sales email, right? I think this is more like educational.
It is educational. It has a content educational angle, but we also are trying at the moment to push chandeliers because it's their highest ticket item. We are talking about $1,000 chandeliers. Okay. So it has content and educational angle, but the end objective is to promote chandeliers because this content email goes first, and then a few weeks after we promote different chandeliers and we make a proper promo email about this.
Yeah. Do you remember when was it sent out?
Not a long ago, I believe. I don't recall the exact date, to be honest.
Yeah. So because many businesses, they think only promo emails make good money, but actually now we are talking about tens of thousands of dollars generated by this one email. Probably, I think in the top 5, each email made at least $30,000. So, I think it really shows everyone that not just promo emails can make a lot of revenue for these brands. This is a blog article as well, but as you can see, in a smart way, it's connected to sell the chandeliers. So, and these are high ticket items. So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, we do send emails, content emails that aim to be educational and are related to blog posts that the client creates on a monthly basis. But this one is different because this one is entirely on us. We wanted to promote chandeliers, so our content writer create the content himself, doing research on the internet and finding blogs. So this is not based on the client, but it's content that comes from our creative team, actually.
Yeah. And let's check the other one. So I think this one. So this is more like a traditional promo email. And if I remember correctly, this is our highest revenue generating email ever. I mean, in the past 1 year, probably more than 50K. And this is an urgency type of email. So during Black Friday and Black Friday's week, we send out multiple emails, sometimes even one a day. And this is an urgency type of emails, those are usually very, very good, very high performance emails. And I think there is nothing special about it. Like we use the code here, 25%, which is quite much money on an expensive item. And people, they can use the code and buy. So
yeah, I mean, what was different about this email was who was it sent to, because we divided the strategy depending on if we were sending an emails to customers that never purchased or purchased once or purchased more. twice or more. So in this case, the 25% discount was for everyone who have purchased in the past.
Okay.
So we let them know through the copy that they were special. This was only a discount for a small fraction of our audience, because the rest of the people will get only a 20%. So yeah, I mean, it's an urgency call email that it's sent on the right moment to the right people, which is probably a definitive factor when it comes to email strategy.
Yeah, and that's something that you cannot see on the screen. So segmentation and when we send it to people, these are crucial as well,
Yes.
actually. So now I think let's check a few numbers. So
that's good.
I will share my screen again.
We have a lot to review in terms of numbers for this client.
Yeah, so can you see it?
I can see it, yes.
I hope everyone can see it. So this is the case study. Everyone can find it on our website, but let's go to the main thing. So this is January already. So they were close to 1 million in January. And after Black Friday and the flow setup, we could generate 34% from email and 19% from SMS. So we already talked about SMS, but let's talk, about email, but let's talk about SMS. So if I know it well, they didn't have anything regarding SMS marketing. When did we start setting up SMS?
Yeah, they didn't have anything. That's true. We started with the setup back in December. And by the setup, I mean we put all the automations running. So you have a welcome flow, abandoned cart, and browse abandonment for SMS, and also post-purchase for customers who did the first purchase, basically. So we also implemented the pop-up for email, and we included SMS there as well. So customers would get a 10% discount on their first order if they subscribe with their email, but that discount will get increased to 15% if they leave their phone numbers as well. So that's how we started increasing their list, basically. And it's been increasing exponentially since then. Two-step pop-ups are proven to work really well, especially for websites that have high traffic.
Yeah, and I think many brand owners or e-commerce marketers, they think these two-step pop-ups, they decrease conversion rate or somewhat they are annoying because there are multiple steps. What do you think about it? Also, what happens if I want to leave my email, but I don't want to leave my SMS? Am I still a subscriber?
Yes, and actually, people might get annoyed and might decrease conversion rate if it's not done correctly. If you fill out the email field, you should be receiving the email. And if you don't want to fill out the SMS, that's okay. You won't get the 15%. You will only get the email with the 10%, but not the 15% with SMS, right?
Yeah.
And some brands, and this depends a lot on the client, there's a third page on the pop-up. You can give them the discount codes there for them to use it. Me, preferably, I think it's better if they open their email and open their SMS to get the discount codes, because that way you educate the client on opening your emails. You know, and you also get good metrics in exchange because deliverability increases for both channels. So yeah, at the beginning, the client was a little bit skeptic about it. So we choose to show the 10% discount code on the success page, but now he fully trusts us. So it's not there anymore. Customers need to open their email and SMS.
Yeah. So, and as you can see on the graph, very fast we generated extra revenue with this channel. And this screenshot shows the story until January, but I think nowadays we generate even more. And overall, we generated more than $700,000 in the first 3 months for this brand from SMS.
Yes. Now it's working even better because now we're sending much more campaigns. We're sending 10 campaigns a month, SMS campaigns. We used to send only 4 for the first 2 months because we were working on the automations and the setup. And actually, SMS done correctly needs to have exclusive content, and we do have that for this brand. We send exclusive content. For instance, the new arrivals, we send 1 individual SMS for each new arrival, so that people, if they want to see new products, they can. So
and as you can see, we use SMS especially for product launches or holidays. So always events, always something that is an update. It's less about content, I think. It's more about the updates, because this platform is really good to send short updates to people. And the click rate is just amazing. You would never get this kind of click rate from email marketing.
Definitely.
So that's something to consider. And again, I think now the highest performing or most surprising channel for this brand is SMS, because they didn't have it. And email has grown as well, but we can see brands with 40-50% from email. They also have a high number, but SMS, I think it's something very unique for this brand. Let's talk about push notifications. So when did we start with push, and what tool do you use?
Okay, good question. We started on February, the beginning of February, and the tool we decided to use is actually PushOwl. So browsing push notifications are basically the notification that pops on the bottom here. I have inverted camera, but on the bottom left of your desktop when you're browsing on the store. They can even pop when you're not browsing. You just have your browser open, and it just pops, and it says something like, "Hey, just a reminder that we are on our Valentine's Day sale. You can get a 15% discount on our brand." And then people can click on it, and they can realize of that without having to open their email addresses or even grabbing their phone. So it definitely helps the omni-channel retention marketing strategy that we have in place for this brand.
And just as a side note, we have a separate tutorial video with another case study. I shot it with Mohit, and I think we will put the link into the description. Everyone can check it, and it's about another result with a client. So what results we got from push so far for this brand?
Well, okay, we could check at the numbers. When it comes to revenue attribution, I don't know it on the top of my mind, but checking revenue attribution for push notification apps could get sketchy. So what we know is that it is being used, because we can see that people are clicking through on it. It has a really high click-through rate. But when it comes to revenue, I would recommend to take it with a grain of salt at the beginning, at least, because the attribution model of these apps is usually very, how to put it in a word that is not offensive to them, generous to them. So even if only a small push notification pops on your screen, and then you purchase maybe 60 days after, the app attributes the sale to themselves, which is maybe not that way. There are factors that intervene, but it is definitely helping, because we see that people are clicking and getting taken into the website.
What I can see in the screenshot is $20,000 in March. So I would say a few percent of their total revenue. And I think once you implement email, SMS, loyalty program, then additional things like push, they can add a few percent extra, but I don't think it's worth to dig too deep into attribution at that point, because you just want all channels to make more money together. So
definitely, the more stages the customer sees you and the more different places they get in contact with the brand, then the better, because that builds trust.
So let's talk about loyalty program and what we've been doing and what are the plans with loyalty program.
Okay, sounds good. So loyalty program. Basically, there are lots of clients that purchase from this store that purchase some big quantities, right? Because maybe they have a bar, they have a restaurant, and they purchase, I don't know, 20, 30 lighting items, which is a big number. So to try to increase the lifetime value of those customers, decrease the average time between orders, and increase the average order value as well, we implemented a loyalty program. So basically, it's very simple. Customers get points every time they purchase, or share a review, or share a picture, or even when it's their birthday, if they uploaded their birthday date. And they can use those points later on to make more purchases. With those points, they can get discounts and all that stuff, right? So what we did was implementing. We reviewed all the point structure alongside the client and the app we are using for the loyalty program, which is Yotpo. And then our team took care of creating all the emails to make sure that everyone on the whole list is well informed about how to get points, how much they have, where can they use it, up to when they can use it, because that has an expiration date as well. So yeah, it's I think even more important to have your customers well informed about the loyalty than setting it up itself. So yeah, we did that with a combination of email automations. So each time a customer makes a purchase, they receive an email telling them how many points they earned and what can they purchase. For instance, I don't know, 20,000 points gets you $100 discount, things of the sort. And they also get an email every time they sort of evolve into the next tier, because we have tiers. If you spend more than, I don't know, $2,000, you are bronze. If you spend more than 5,000, you are silver. And you get different perks. For instance, if you get to diamond tier, you can get free lighting consultation with the lighting consultants from the store. So you can just drop an email and they will call you right away. If you want to ask, should I use a chandelier or any other type of lighting, and they will ask you to share a video and recommend you leave. So yeah, it's well done in the structure, in the sense that every time you scale on the tier, you get an email informing you of the benefits you get access to. So yeah, information. That's the key to loyalty programs. I've seen brands having a loyalty program and not informing very well customers on how to do with the points, and the effectivity drops drastically.
Yeah, I fully agree. And also sharing it literally everywhere. So use all of your channels synced, because so many brands have a loyalty program, so many bad loyalty programs, but also they just don't promote it, and customers, they just don't know about it. So everyone should really amplify the message. And is there a referral program included or not?
There is a referral program included. If you refer someone who purchased, you get a total amount of points equal to $100. So, but that second person needs to make a purchase of at least $400, and both of them get $100 worth of points, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a referral program, there is a referral reminder, there is a referral confirmation email, everything to make sure that the customer knows that the referral worked out, so that they don't get stressed, and it makes things easier for them. That's the key.
Yeah. So let's talk about some recent things when it comes to email. I know we've been doing a lot of A/B testing. We could figure out a few things. Also, we could improve the open rates every month, which is something very important, and it comes with testing. So what are those things that we learn with testing, basically?
Well, as you know, testing on email is not as easy as in ads or top of the funnel marketing, because you need to send emails. Our list is right now 30,000 profiles, so it's not like you have an immense pool of people. But we found out some interesting stuff. For instance, at the beginning, we thought our audience was a little bit older, let's say around 35 to 45. So we were doing longer copy and longer call to actions. Now, as the investment increased and new people came in from social media, we noticed that there is also a lot of young people purchasing from the store, and they prefer shorter text. Usually they are more to the point. So the two most important A/B testings that confirmed that we are implementing right away on every email right now is, first, we keep a call to action above the fold so that you don't have to scroll down on your phone or your computer to see the first call to action. And the call to action never has more than 4 words. See our lights, visit our store. Not something like learn more about our lighting products. Right? That's to be very to the point. Our next thing to test out would be length of the copy, especially for the first and second paragraph, which are the most impactful usually.
Yeah, very interesting. I know you also tested out, basically the conclusion was that these flash sales events work very well, 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, instead of longer holiday sales events, what we usually use for most of our clients. So that's also interesting. People, they impulse buy these expensive products. It's hard to believe.
They do because at least in this specific scenario, 50% of the sales of the brand are 2 or 3 items that are cost less than 100. What the brand is trying to do right now is push the most expensive products so that customers that are loyal and spend, I don't know, $1,000 on cheap lights, they now want to spend another $1,000 on making their own house look marvelous with a new chandelier.
Yeah.
So they have around 30 to 40 different products, but half of the sales of the revenue comes from $100 ticket items. And it used to be 80 when we started. We've been pushing, and all our promotions are, if we want to promote a specific item or 2 or 3 items on an email, it's always items that are $400 or more, because we want to promote the most expensive ones. That's a brand intention, and that's a collaborative effort between all the marketing channels.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the sale event, that was tricky to A/B test because there is no way to A/B test. You just have to make one sale event, wait for a month, and make the other one. What we usually do is just a structure that is proven to work. It's a program that we've been implementing since years now. That is 5 to 7 days sale events. And it's a basic structure of a teaser, a grand opening, a reminder, and a last chance. And all these 4 emails are sent on a span of between 5 and 7. But with this brand, we wanted to test out how shorter sale events that generate a lot of urgency will work. So we tested 2 different flash sale events that perform incredibly well beyond every expectation. Actually, the revenue per recipient, so the money those customers spend, it was the highest so far. Then we tested a sale that it was 2 weeks long, actually 20 days long. It was like a sort of an spring sale, and it was not as good. The revenue, it was good, but the revenue per recipient was lower. So moving forward, we will probably aim to 7 to 5 day sales, or even less than that, maybe 72 to 96 hours, just to generate enough urgency. Also, we won't want to cheapen the brand on being on sale all the time, because that's usually not recommendable.
Yeah, it devalues the brand.
Yeah.
And finally, I also want to mention that we're starting measuring the LTV of their customers, and we are still collecting data on this, and we use Hyros with this client, but that's something we started doing not a long time ago, and we can already see a lift in the LTV of the customers. It's still too early to say things, but as you said, the AOV already increased from 80 to 100, so that's already 20% improvement, or 25%, I think. So that's already a great improvement, and that's something we want to focus on, because we can measure the different channels and how much they make, but I think if we think more on a strategic level, like, okay, what's the total LTV, AOV, that's always better for the business. owners?
You reach to a point eventually that revenue is not the most important thing. You start understanding that lifetime value, average order value, customer acquisition, and all those other metrics that are not vanity metrics are really important. And at the beginning, you only see ROI, right? That's the most important one. But once ROI is there, what else you can improve on? And retention marketing does very well on lifetime value, average order value, average day between orders as well. So that's another one we are looking into trying to improve. So yeah, definitely.
Amazing. So thank you, Santiago, for sharing this success story. And again, this is on our website, so everyone can find it. We will link it into the description. And stay tuned, because we will come out with new case studies at least once a month. I want to push these and show people email templates, how we use email, SMS, push, loyalty, LTV, so much more than email. And thanks again, everyone, and stay tuned. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.